Good morning. We'll start our meeting. It is call the meeting to order. It is 9:04 a.m. Alan, do roll call, please.
District 1.
Here.
District 2. District 3.
Yep.
And I'm here, Mr. Chair.
We have a quorum. Kathy had a medical appointment today, so she will not be attending the meeting. So, next up is review and approval of the agenda.
Education submitted that report. It's upstairs. I don't know if you guys want to go through it today or do you want to look at it first? It's pretty thick. And then maybe have them come in the next one if you have questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that from Bola?
Yeah.
We probably run my finance thing right away if you want.
Oh, well, hold on. Yeah. A couple of things I wanted to add, of course, was the finance report on Friday. I know we had some members that were messaging and asking questions about, how that money can be spent and, what areas can it. And I know we have a good team working on that. And, I think that we have to plan for our future and that we have to support our employees and our organization. So we'll have that on tap. So. The other thing I'm going to add to the Elders Fund is I know Ben was going to talk about because we're getting a lot of requests from elders that are needing doors and refrigerators. And I know at one time we talked about a used appliance place in Detroit Lakes where they were picking them up for elders before that. So we're looking at maybe using some of that CARES Act money, see if we could supplement Ben's elders. But Ben will be on the phone, he could talk about that. And also the day labor, I know yesterday they were picking up elders' garbage, or they're hauling it from the house out to the road. And I know that they're looking at if we activate any of the what do you call them, carol worker, day labor workers. So I know I asked Ben and I asked Nicole yesterday, and also to get a hold of Doreen Stone and to find out where we're at with that, where we can start pulling people off that Carol list.
Okay.
So we'll have Ben and you can talk about that too, about where we're at with that, with those day labor workers. So that's all I have to talk about. So,
No, I just think you mentioned the appliances there. I had a elder in Pine Point yesterday needs a cook stove. So, but I got the elder advocate. She's working on that also. Edith over there.
Okay, good. Good.
But I know in the past we've taken some of that, what elder advocates, their share, and whatever the district representative would have to take some of the funding out of their donation money that they had too. So, but yeah, you was working on it, so try to get her a stove over. She ain't got a cook stove.
Yeah, because I think in just this time of everybody laid off and just a lot of money not flowing through the economy, and I think that with our CARES Act money, I think that we can supplement and assist some of these programs that were in need because of the lockdowns, because of the safety issues with our elders, and they can't just go to the store, and of course they're going to have to mask up. They're going to have all these precautionary measures they're going to have to take. So. Alone drive down there, and so I think that we need to be more proactive when it comes to our elders and assist them, and just in this time of need right now. So in this peacetime emergency, so.
I think they need to get somebody to go around, maybe them elder advocates, and help these elders get a list of groceries, whatever they need, and make a run for them, to get them some groceries or whatever they need to. I'm sure we could use some of that CARES Act funding for that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but.
And then the urban, I know they dropped off all those boxes yesterday, but I know Sharp messaged me last night. I think they had a post this morning, but they were worried about safety measures because all the members of that community council are kind of our elders. So they were kind of worried about handing us boxes out. And, of course, Little Earth has a case or two. And so they were wondering if we could send help down to them to help them. But I'm not sure if anybody reached out this morning to you. I know Shar was going to send an email to somebody. I never got anything. I did talk to Carl last night a little bit about it, and he's eager to help out, but he's up there too, it's like he has to be careful too, he goes, I'm not doing nothing, but I know we have a lot of urban members that really want to step up and help us too, and we got 300 boxes, and I think 150 families will, so. All right. Ray, do you have anything to add to the agenda?
No, just had a good 2-day cleanup, though. Brought in a lot of junk, I tell you.
Good.
And everything worked good.
Good. I think that calendar's on our webpage too for the other communities, so.
It is.
Al, anything?
No, I'll just go over what was discussed.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion by Umsey to approve the agenda.
Second,
Second by Umsey, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. We have no meeting minutes to go over. Calendar review. I know there's, I was invited to a White House, I think that's next week. Did you get that, Joanna? White House discussion or something?
No, I don't think so.
But I'll share that with you
Fish?
guys. Yeah, I had to register for yesterday. It's kind of, maybe just next week. It was like at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock.
I think it's on Wednesday, isn't
Tomorrow they have that MIGA call, that tribal leaders call. I sent you guys the agenda in
Is
the
that
comment.
a Wednesday now? Or is it today?
Well, tomorrow, it says Wednesday, May 13th. There was a change in that schedule, so
Okay.
I don't know if it's just that one day.
They do it by Skype or Teams or?
Yeah, you can do it by Zoom or you can call in.
Yeah, Zoom. I'll talk to about the casinos too, so.
Yeah. It's on the agenda.
All right, Al, do you want to do your,
Yeah.
talk about the,
Yeah, so on Friday, we held a discussion and I sent you guys a memo. Those in attendance were the Continuity of Government Work Group. Mr. Umsey Tibbetts was there, and I believe you were also there on Teams as well.
yeah, I was back and forth on 2 meetings, so.
Yeah, so I just want to verify that you were actually on the Teams meeting that occurred in this room. So I'll just read the memo and then I'll just kind of do just a very basic understanding. So on Friday, the COG work group held a discussion that covered the CARES Act and the fiscal year 2020 budget. The financial analysis of the general fund and other revenue streams showed that the pandemic has greatly affected the financial stability of the band. To alleviate the financial impact of COVID-19, the RBC has received funding that is specified to mitigate or respond to the virus. In other words, any associated funds received by the RBC must be used for its intended purpose. Simply said, the closure of the Shooting Star Casino has been profound and far-reaching. It has been our main source of revenue for jobs and programs since its inception, and its continued closure jeopardizes jobs, programs, services, and the financial recovery of the band. However, we must always prioritize the health and safety of our members and employees. Medical providers and the EOC are actively assessing the risk of opening the casino, and the date remains undecided. The impact to White Earth Nation's general fund is now, and it affects the lives of our members and employees. Financial analysis has shown that it may take up to 2 years for financial recovery. It has been recommended that revenue generated from gaming entities be reinvested into gaming operations to support anticipated revenue recovery. An economic recovery team has proposed other business ventures so that the financial well-being of White Earth Nation and Shooting Star Casino is fully supported and accelerated. They have proposed business opportunities related to renewable energy, defense contracting and construction. They've also talked about hemp and other ventures as well, among many other things under consideration. And that team anticipates over 150 jobs will be created over the span of 2 years. Now, when you combine the gaming recovery with this, these other business ventures may assist with general fund programs. The work group will produce the following products for RBC consideration at the next regular meeting to be held on May 29, 2020. Now, this speaks to your specific request, Mr. Chairman. Number one is a COVID funding utilization plan and budget. Number two is a fiscal year 2020 budget modification and resolution addressing financial recovery. And number three is relevant human resource policy updates. And then I directed the administration to provide public copy of this memorandum on the website. So for that first bullet item, a COVID funding utilization plan and budget. So for us to receive these funds, they're tightly controlled and they must be used for qualified purposes. And so by putting together a funding utilization plan, we can ensure that those funds are actually being used. We know that these funds are going to be audited and they're a matter of public record. And so we just want to make sure that they're actually being used for their intended purpose. Now, you guys just brought up a little bit earlier some ideas, some creative ideas to help use those funds. And I think that's something that we can bring to the utilization plan and try to get it put into a budget line item. That way everything's clear and cut. The second item there, the fiscal year 2020 budget. So this is what we know. We know that, as I had reported at my last regular report, the Shooting Star Casino, while it's shut down, it is still losing money. Right? It takes money to maintain that facility. And then there's other bills that are coming in that have been billed throughout the quarter. And so at the time, I think the report said that it's costing us about $2 million just for it to be shut down. Okay. And we had, I believe, around $20 million saved up at the casino. However, we know that $12 million of which must be used for gaming operations when you run the casino. That means there's $8 million in excess there. Now, we've been shut down since March. That means when you project that out at $2 million a month, worst case scenario, you can do 4 months of being shut down before you have to come up with something different. Okay. Now, there are comments out there saying that, well, if you got this money sitting there and everything has been budgeted for the year, so everything should be fine. That's not a true statement. It's not true at all. The RBC's general fund budget is based upon projections of revenue earned from the casino. Basically, what I'm saying is we planned for the casino to make money by quarters, right? And if the casino is shut down, that budgeted revenue for us to run programs here is no longer there. And so that puts us on the phone to you guys is the longer that casino is shut down, the worse it is for our general fund. And some of our programs are fully supported by the general fund. And so the other thing is we've taken part of the discussion on Friday was taking a look at those grants that we've gone after, taking a look at some of those other funding opportunities, such as COVID, that can be used to help support these programs. But at the end of the day, what we do know is this. Every day that it's shut down, worse it is for everyone. But then the choice becomes, we have a choice. And we have a choice of, and I think Scott will talk about this in his business plan, if we open that casino and we don't have the correct measures put in place, we put the lives of our employees, our customers, and our communities at risk. And so, in a way, we're balancing the needs of the financial needs of the tribe, and we're balancing it with the lives of our members. And so, and I think the RBC has been consistent in its message, Mr. Chair, that we prioritize the lives of our members above those profits. Okay. Now, part of the other discussion we've had is that we know that this economic recovery team has been working on a number of these projects for quite a while now. And so by creating these other business opportunities will help us diversify our revenue streams. And so instead of being so reliant on the casino, we create other opportunities such as camp and like we've been working on for our members to be able to utilize. We know unemployment runs out after about 10 months. Okay. So we're in a race against the clock. We're in a race against the clock to try to get these things figured out. At the end of the day, I feel cautiously optimistic, as I said last month. I think that we have the right management, we have the right leadership to lead us through this financial uncertainty. It's not only happening to White Earth, but it's happening nationally. It's happening all over the place. I just read reports come out on the national news that said that several tribes, almost all the tribes across the U.S. are in the same situation because a lot of their government programs are funded by their casinos. And the longer we keep our casinos shut down, the worse it becomes. But then again, like I said before, you're weighing the needs of the community, the lives of your people against the financial needs of the tribe. And so, but what I've heard from this RBC is that we prioritize the lives of our members over these profits. That's what I've heard from this RBC. Other than that, the other thing that we have to be careful about is the use of these funds. If we use them for unqualified purposes, or we supplant those funds into the general fund and it's not qualified, that's a violation of federal law. And so we have to be extremely careful. But I feel that, like I said, we got NACOA and this whole team of people that are working on this fund and utilization plan. And I think if you guys want to add some more stuff to it, let's do it. Let's get it figured out. Because you know, there's a big opportunity there. Now the other thing with these dollars is they have to be used by December of this year. Now we expect them to probably extend that because there's no way, my common sense tells me there's no way they're just going to cut off that funding or take it back in the middle of winter when medically they're saying that this virus is supposed to flare up in the cold months. So there's probably going to be an extension, or there's probably going to be another round of funding coming in. And so we just have to plan accordingly. That's where I think the importance of this memo is that we come up with a plan, a utilization plan. We take a look at our budgets for the year, because the longer that casino's shut down, the worse it is for us financially. So we're going to have to adjust accordingly, and we take care of our people. Basically, that was the heart of the message, Mr. Chair.
So by December of this year now, if we don't utilize that COVID CARES Act money, that'll have, if, let's say they don't extend it, that'll have to be sent back.
It's possible, yes. It's possible. That's why I think by putting together a utilization plan with a budget, by month breakdown, all the way out to the end of December, we can have a plan to utilize that money. So, and the other thing is we were talking with the EOC yesterday. They're fully operational. They're taking a look at this stuff as well. And so we just want to make sure that we're hitting the ground running, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, I guarantee you we'll have it spent down by December 1st. So. Yeah. All right. Is Scott on the phone?
You there, Scott? You sent him the agenda. I sent him the call number as well.
Maria, was just have one signature?
Two.
Two.
Do you want to do those?
Yeah, we can do the signature request. Monica Hesstrom has one on Trevor's approved grant application for National Endowment for the Humanities of the 2020 Cares Cultural Organization Program to assist with. So she's applying for a grant and $51,000. Due tomorrow. It's due tomorrow, the grant. That's fine.
Looks good.
Motion by Umsey, second. Second by Allen, all in favor? Motion carries. The next one is childcare, Jessica Jackson.
Continuation.
Yeah, continuation.
Yeah, this is looks good.
Motion by Allen, second by Umsey, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Scott, get on there. Scott!
Yeah, he just texted back, okay, so.
Sure, that one, okay.
Are you there,
Good
Scott?
morning, this is Scott, Steve. Yes, good morning. Can you hear me, Liz?
We can hear you.
Okay.
Did you, print that? Is that in here? Oh, yeah.
I printed the email, but that's all that I had. Nothing was attached.
Liz, I sent you that. Liz, that's Charlie emailing.
Did you? Okay.
I got a print. Nothing attached.
Whenever you're ready, Scott.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I
No, that's okay.
wasn't hearing anyone. So basically what I wanted to just make sure that we're all on the same page as
as we are readying for an opening when approved. But I wanted to make sure that we are all on the same page with what we need for time and stuff with the exercises that we've been going through and what we've been preparing the directors and managers for when we do open up. And so the other day, we sent the documents over with our business plan and some financial analysis, our safety measures, and all of those things. And we have all those measures in place. But what we wanted to be clear on is when we do get a green light or a date, the timelines it will take to get up and going again, it would be from bringing our team members back to system checks and inventories and all those things to make sure we're up and running at the capacity. And our timeframes for that, from what we've been working through, looks like it's going to be at least 2 weeks to be able to get that all arranged and organized. So I wanted to make sure that when we do arrive at a date that we plan for that. And again, we'll do whatever we can within timelines, but it's best if we have that time so we can organize and coordinate those efforts. And also, if time allows, if the council wants to, on some of those projections and models that were shared, we just wanted to have those discussions and kind of open up those and discuss, how we arrived at those numbers and how the gaming floor would appear in regards to machine counts and those things. What I also wanted to discuss real briefly is if time allowed on the opening, we were looking at different ways that we could reorganize our gaming floor to create more of the distancing rather than just shutting machines off and pulling stools. We could rearrange different sections in hopes of getting some more games turned on in accordance with social distancing than we have right now. What we're faced with right now is we don't have the team members, the workforce, with the furlough to do those things. That's another reason. If it's going to be out there, let's say another month per se, and we could take that time to get some staff in here from electricians to slot personnel to compliance to be able to make some of those changes. So just basically wanted to go over those things with the council so that they know what we're working on and what would be needed from our standpoint here.
Have you guys started removing any machines out of there?
No, we haven't. We haven't touched anything. The only slot personnel, when we first started talking about the business plan and stuff like that, the only one that we brought back was Jack Faber to start to coordinate those efforts when we get there, because with the meetings we've been having with MIGA and with Red and Leech Lake, everybody's starting to talk about dates, and we're like, well, we need to get ready and to flip on the light switch, so we need to bring him back to coordinate those efforts. He does have a good plan together. If we leave things the way that we are right now, we'll and turn off machines to create that social distancing, remove chairs and stuff, we'd end up with around 370 some machines turned on currently. If we are able to, if time allowed on an opening to create more distancing, create more space, we would then be able to bring a staff back to, push us closer to that higher fours, close to 500 count on machines that would be able to turn on.
There'll be no table games open at all, right? Starting for now.
We planned on, in our plan, in talking with Ed and Carson, we planned on opening up upwards of possibly 6 games. And we can go either way, but he was okay with table games, but you'd only have 2, possibly 3, the last conversation we had with Ed and Carson. as long as people wear their masks and gloves to play. I just watched a video that just recently came out of Vegas this morning on their table games, and I think it was Vegas had a video, and Connecticut had one as well, where they showed that their table games, when they're preparing to open, they actually have, as you would see at any POS station in a convenience store or retail outlet, you'll see the glass, the plexiglass. They actually had some nice glass around the table games area as well that was rounded just like the table to protect the dealers and the players. So that's something we could think about doing as well. I think it would be, you know, if we're going to go to that length, we need to make sure we protect our team members and our players. That's something we could do there.
Yeah, Scott, there's been a lot of information out there with protection and with I know that the wind document and some of the other stuff that we've been talking about on the MIGA calls is, I think that, like, there's already a couple of tribes that are going to open up here probably within the next 10 days. I know Upper Sioux is going to open on the 18th, and Red Lake their council already approved it May 21st. Two of their casinos are going to open, Thief River and War Road. So,
okay.
Have you talked to Ray Brenning or whatever from?
No, I have not reached out to Ray. Other than the last time I talked to him we heard what their plans were was when he was on the call from Red Lake, so in Leech Lake. I'll reach out to him today and have a conversation with him as well.
I know a lot of our employees.
A
lot of the employees that I run across, they want to come back to work. They're getting tired of unemployment. So, but like I said, what I tell everyone is our safety. Make sure we're going to have to make sure that everything's is lining up. You know, cases, you know, and testing. I know we got a lot of tests, but I know the council takes all 5 of us to approve it. So I mean, that's something that we're going to have to look at. And like we talked about earlier, what Alan's report is, like, we have all of our eggs are in the basket with gaming, and we're kind of really dependent on that. So I think, you know, depending on the severeness of our financial situation, we have to look at when we at least put some timelines out there when declining numbers, or how we're looking at with the summer coming up, with the tours, with Memorial Weekend. I know Leech Lake is talking. Last time I talked to those guys, they were looking at right around that June 1st or the middle of June. So yeah, those are some. I know some. We're gonna need more information from you, so real soon.
Did you guys? Did you have a chance to look at and approve the if that's what needs to be done from is the approval on the actual document we sent you on the COVID-19, the business plan and the actual safety guidelines, which was the WIN document pretty much. We worked on it with Carson. There was some items that Carson wanted to see us take a little more stringent approach on, which we're making those changes as we speak, and that document will be ready with those additions in there by Thursday. But if you're ready, and we'll resend that over. I don't know if you received his notes on some further recommendations that he had, but we'll send that over Thursday again, or Friday, and for you for a final approval. But that was our plan, was on the health and sanitation guide, and then the business plan as we move forward.
Scott, this is Alan.
Yes.
Say,
Yes.
I took a look at that, and I thought it looked very interesting. And so what I would like to request from you guys is we know there's a lot of OSHA and health and safety things as well, and then there's also some legal things that we need to take care of. And so I'd like to request Leaf take a look at that and just provide a legal opinion on, hey, these proposals you guys have made are, meet the industry standards and they meet OSHA requirements, so our workers and customers are protected. And then also what I'd like to request, number 2, is a presentation on Teams. If you could set up a meeting, invite RBC and the legal team there, and Carson Gardner and Ed and those guys at EOC, and give us a presentation of what this business plan is. You know what I mean? Just give us a presentation, and that way, some of us are visual learners, and so it's nice to get everyone on the same page. I know everyone's kind of scattered to the 4 winds, but I also looked at that document there and some of your guys' projections, and it looks like it's going to be a tough year. It's going to be a tough year, but like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic. I think we got the right people in the right place to make the right moves, and if you could do those 2 things, I think it would be very helpful for the tribal council.
No, I hear you loud and clear, and I understand where the council's coming from on it, and respect that. We want to make sure we're safe, and I have reached out to Leif. He has the document, and we'll have him review it again. We'll also send the changes to him as well, because that was some of our concerns on the legal aspect of this as well. From the team member standpoint, we also have been talking with Leif on the OSHA document to make sure that we have our employees' rights and safety in mind as well. So, in regards to short-term and long-term, if in the event that we do have a situation here. So most definitely we'll reach out to him on that as well, and we'll get a presentation set up. If we can get something set up within a week, that'd be great. So next week, if we'll send some dates, and if they'll work for you, we can go from there.
Yeah, good. The last thing that just popped to my mind here is I'd like to add a scenario for you guys to consider, and you probably already have it in your business plan, but the scenario is if we have to shut down again, that you guys have a plan in place, and I mean, we've already shut down, but I'd still like to see that, given the circumstances of the situation here, kind of like a scenario. Look, if we open it up and flare-ups happen and we got to shut down, this is what we're going to do. And this is the plan to reassess and reorganize to see what another date is. But like, again, I just do want to reiterate that I haven't heard from anyone from the RBC on a set date. I haven't heard anything from anyone, so. Yeah.
Okay. No, I understand what and those were some of our concerns too. It's, start and go, we want to try to limit that as much as possible, but some of those things, as you all know, are out of all of our control, but definitely need to plan for it.
Well, the other thing I'd like to ask is, Mr. Chair, just one last question. For those workers that would be called back, I'd like to try to have a discussion with you guys on, and even for our essential workers here, of some of this hazardous duty that they're doing. And so if there's any sort of compensation we can do during this period, I'd like to try to take a look at that. I know we mentioned it a couple weeks ago, Mr. Chair. I'd like to try to follow up with these guys to see what we can do. Because I mean, for example, you got those gals at the food shelf. I mean, they're delivering, hundreds of boxes, and, and they're direct contact. You got other employees that are having that direct contact. And so it'd be nice to see if we can get some hazardous duty or something. I'd like to have that discussion.
I think in the statement needs to go out there also that when we do reopen up there, it's not going to be like turning a light switch on and everybody comes back to work.
Mm-hmm.
I think that needs to get out there. People are thinking that when we open, it's going to be a full force comeback, which it's not. That's not going to happen. I just have that. That's my opinion anyway, because it's going to be, I think Saban needs to get out there to people, to let them know that, to our employees, some of them that work there.
Well, Scott, it's gonna be a soft opening at first. I know we're just gonna have like migrating them all back slowly, but I know the council's kind of, if we ever get to that full point within 6 months or a year or 2 years of actually being fully staffed again, but I think by then with the turnover we have at our casino, I think we'll be fine, so.
Yeah, and the models that were provided in the business plan, how we arrived at those numbers, that was to bring back and the soft opening, and as we move forward, based off from business trends, was to only bring back 330 employees to function. Like areas of like the buffet is an example that, with the revenues being what they were and everything, and the cost of COGS and everything else, we wouldn't open buffet in the other areas that are in the business plan. So, we've kind of arrived at that number already. So yeah, we can definitely, when we do go to reopen, get some verbiage out there and some messages out there that, this is a soft opening, and, the plans are, if that's approved, will be to move forward with those 330 some employees to operate the casinos.
Yeah, and I guess the one comment I wanted to put on there too is like, make sure that we bring back as much band members as we can. So I know that even if we can even utilize, I know we're going to talk a little bit about day labor here, and I know you guys utilize that company out of Fargo, so we probably don't want to utilize those guys anymore since we're going to have our own. You guys will be paying for the own labor costs of our Hero and our workforce center. That we will have enough employees to help you guys out too. So.
No, that's good news to hear that. And, our plan is basically, which will the layout policy and the reverse on that is how it read in there is tribal members and seniority, and with tribal members are going to be the first opportunities to come back, so that's the plan that we plan on following.
Sounds good.
Good, Scott.
Yeah, okay. Well, that helps. We'll get going on here, and we just didn't want to start making some machine moves and then be caught in the middle and say, okay, you guys open. So we wanted to make sure we were on the same page with you guys on those things. So we'll work on the rest of these items, and we'll get them hammered out, and we'll set up a meeting for next week.
You good?
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay.
Ben, are you on? I texted him, but he's not, I didn't read the text, so.
What's that Monoman County Community Council request?
I want to utilize the old college library for older community council meetings and store some of the stuff we got.
Ben, can you please call in?
Is it, that's not where they're putting that IT stuff, is it? Carl Peterman?
I kind of think maybe it might be, I'm not sure. I think it is, though.
Is that the same building as this?
Which building are they asking for?
The old college library, the community council.
That's that one right on Main Street?
Yeah, but where's Carl Peterman's
Yeah.
IT shop, or our IT shop gonna be at?
I think it might be, I'll have to look on he had it on his PowerPoint, I'll find out.
Cause I know they had that, what's it called? A Gija, or remember they moved it over by the.
Yep. Yep.
But what's that building? Maybe that's where Carl moved it to, that building. I don't know.
You mean where they had that arts?
Cause I know the old,
This is Ben.
okay. Hey, Ben, it's Mike, Alan and Umzi and.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, remember we talked yesterday about some of the elder issues, and also, one thing I add on here too is day labor. I know we got some calls yesterday, and I'm not sure if Doreen or did Sandy St. Clair come back yet?
We have her on the request list.
Okay. All right, so I guess when we talked about the elders fund, I know you were telling me that your accounts are kind of low.
Well, we always strive to follow policy, and I know the two people that were in question were helped, extensively last year. I was surprised how much they were, and they're not up for another month or two before they're eligible after the 6 months. So we would need council approval to go beyond the guidelines and help them again. So I just need, from the council to say, go ahead.
Yeah, but I guess when it comes to all the elders, Ben, what I was kind of getting at earlier with you was some of the how do you say it, during this time, remember this COVID-19 time, that there's probably more and more elders coming forward with more different problems. Is how can we help them? What are your recommendations? And I know
my recommendation is that, yes, sir. My recommendations would be that the council just tells us that we'd like to have us help with additional, and we will gladly do whatever the council is directed. We're just following the policies and the guidelines out there. And if it wants to be extended, that'd be great. Because I know I asked for an additional $200,000 out of that CARES Act money with out of that 20 million, and in hopes that we would be able then to help with additional needs and stuff like that, because we are being bombarded. There is a lot of needs from our elders out there, some extensive ones. I mean, we've seen some electrical bills that are, over $1,000, and our heating bills over $1,000. Are, a lot of this is water heaters breaking down, refrigerators breaking down, all this kind of stuff that's normally not in our guidelines. So yeah, I would love to be able to go beyond the guidelines and do that. I just need direction to do so.
Well, Ben, if you can link up with Nicola and Scott and get on that COVID funded utilization plan and get some line items proposed in the budget, I think that could resolve many of these issues,
Yeah, I have on that forum that they have on Teams, I have included that in on there. And I can certainly, I just need to say, be told, go with it, and I will take it and run.
Yeah, we just gotta be.
Gotta make sure the funding's available there.
Yeah, we just wanna make sure.
Yeah.
We wanna follow our policies and procedures as well, so that's all. That's all, we're just doing the administrative process. We all wanna help everyone, we wanna get help to our people. We gotta go through this red tape to get it done, so let's get it done, so.
I'll work hard on it. I'll get it done.
They've been, elder advocate over in the Point area has been waiting for her computer and her phone for 3 weeks.
Okay, she had not talked to me at all about that.
Oh, she said she can't get a hold of you.
I know all the delays since COVID. I have to check with IT to see where that is at.
She said she can't get a hold of you. So.
Well, everybody gets a hold of me at extension 3260, so, and she then gets a hold of me, so.
Well, that's what she said, she's been going through Lynn, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben, make sure follow up with Doreen today too, to find out where we're at with that, because I know elderly, the EMP was looking for some helpers to help these elders with moving their furniture, their old stuff out of around their house up to the road, so.
Right, and that one set of funding that she had, I think she did respond on, there's limitations about household ones from the construction area and stuff like that. She has those proposals forward. It would take some money to run that and set it up, so.
We already put in $100,000 in that fund. To start it
for,
for day labor,
Day
wasn't it?
labor.
okay, I have not been aware of that 100,000
Yeah,
been
plus,
set in there.
I know you guys should be getting tariff fees from this big job next door, so that's 2% of 20-something million. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
So, but all right.
So I can talk to Scott about the line item for that $100,000.
Well, actually, that's what I wanted to update you on, is I got, the legal advice from, Tanya. Anyway, she is advising that because we're using that third-party revenue money for the day, part of the day labor, that we don't set up a separate line item for that. That behavioral health has to keep control of those funds in order for it to.
Oh, sure.
So she had suggested that you bill behavioral health, yep, for any of the items. I don't know how that'll work out, paying individuals.
I think it's just a different charge.
Yeah.
There's a different funding code for it.
That's a cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Ben.
Hey, Ben,
Yes.
are you there? Okay, so I'll follow up with you. I
Yeah.
know Doreen had a few questions on, the day labor. She sent, out an email on that. I don't think you were CC'd on that.
Yes.
Okay, but if you could, touch base with Doreen and, let's start getting that moving forward.
Okay. I will. I'll touch base. And then I have one question, if that's allowed.
Yep.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, you mentioned about the funding. We spent about $59,000 already out of our grant that we received of $75,000, covering the emergency hotel voucher program. So that'll be exhausted within probably another couple weeks. And then we can certainly keep that going if the council would like to, using the behavioral health fund. Is that direction we'd want to continue in?
Is that a bit vaguely?
Yeah, just reach out to Scott Almond on that, and he'll get us something to report or something about what we can do, how we can probably.
Okay.
I'm not sure how far we're gonna go with.
I thought it was
We'll bring it up in a future meeting here real soon. So.
cold months, and then we were gonna.
Yeah, I do too.
Then we were gonna stop. So.
Well,
Right.
Ben, you got a direct number for that homeless shelter?
Not on me. We've been going through, our homeless number, our 3212 is the extension 3212 for all correspondence. And then Christina's been contacting the homeless shelter, you know, in those earlier memo on contacting them that we provided.
So that's the extension 3212?
Yes, that's for the homeless number extension, yeah.
Okay, what's another, is it 936 that?
I don't know that off the top of my head, sir.
Oh, all right, I'll take it.
Yeah, and I just, I know we talked before, and we can certainly talk more about it in the future, about building an emergency homeless shelter. And we do have some ideas and possibly some money that we could pursue for that. I have the 10-year homeless plan ready for a draft form. I just would like to have an opportunity to present it to the council.
Okay. Hey, Rich.
Yeah, and I almost.
Great, thank you.
Talking about that was trying to set up a detox center. Remember we had that discussion last week?
Mm-hmm.
And so we're trying to get a detox put on because a lot of these centers are shut down because of this COVID.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice if we had our own detox center set up, and I know the funding that would pay for that would come from that behavioral health. So
Ben, reach out to Martha.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is some CARES Act, ICDBG funds that are available. And we possibly could go after $1 million or $2 million for that. Which would be very interesting in building a shelter. If, you know, they could build a CD could build a sheltered detox place, that would probably serve our needs well, because most of the people coming in through that are needing detox.
Well, can you guys come up with a plan?
Yeah, it's in that 10-year homeless plan that we have for that, but we could certainly modify it, so.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
All right,
How soon can we meet on that?
it's entirely up to you guys.
Thursday.
Ray, can you guys do or Ben, can you have a Teams meeting for us on Thursday?
Let me see here. Yes, I can, on the 14th. Morning or afternoon?
Yeah, Teams meeting? Talk about it. Yeah, we can talk about it on a Teams meeting on Thursday or Friday or what, I don't know.
Thursday morning's fine.
Thursday morning.
I can set one up for 9 o'clock on Thursday.
All right. No, make it 9.
All right,
What was that EOC thing over? 9:15.
Oh,
Or 9:30.
9:15?
Yeah,
Or
probably
9:30,
9:30, Ben.
9:30.
Yes.
we got 9:30 then.
Well, we got the EOC meeting at 9. It only goes for about 10 to 12 minutes now, so 15 at the most. But,
Okay. I can set up for 9:30.
all right, be good.
All right, thank you.
Sounds good.
Yep. Bye.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna utilize that hotel up there for cold season too.
that's what it was. I was with the mansions too. But they closed that one earlier because they didn't have, they had it staffed all week, but they were only getting like 1 or 2 people in there.
4 people a week or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, like in a week, yeah. But that was my understanding too, was that we would utilize Bagley during those cold winters because it was so cold. And it was to meet that need, that emergency need then, and then we were gonna stop, so. It wasn't intended to be long-term.
All right, what about that Monoman office space for those guys? You gonna look into that list?
Yeah, I'm not sure which office, I
We'll
don't
just
know
find out,
those
'cause I know
offices up
there's,
there.
we have that Geisha
Mhm.
Geen.
Is that art?
Yeah, it used to be in there, then we have the old library. So I'm not sure which one the IT people went.
I think that wasn't it, Maria? Do you remember on the proposal? I think it was.
Is Bernie already heating and lighting that place already?
So.
So it's just, so we use it for free? All right, yeah, I mean,
But if the technology center's going in there,
It's on
then,
Main Street anyway, it's going on
Yeah.
the Water Tribal Community College Library.
it was kind of, remember we spent some money to fix the roof and it was kind of rotten out. Well, they need a meeting space, I mean, we all tried to utilize that roundhouse for the veterans use it, but they're so protective over that whole building.
Right.
That one over
Well,
by
yeah.
the
no, it's not
the little
now,
round
but
building
I
over
think
by
that
the
Waiters
big apartment
IT
building.
Oh,
Tech
yeah,
Center, which was
that's a
approved.
veterans building.
Yeah, but it was built for, by housing to,
Mhm,
for community,
mhm.
you know? But I know they don't like to share time with that, so.
Yeah, and I don't know what else is available if that IT is going into that building.
I mean, we could probably give them temporary usage of it all. What do you guys think?
I mean, could you come back and
Yeah, I'll
just take a look at it, see?
Yeah,
find out what.
find out,
what's
and
at
we'll bring
and
it back to the
everything.
next
Yep.
meeting, so. Any other thing to the meeting, guys? Motion to adjourn?
I don't see why they couldn't utilize a chip factory for meantime, you know.
Yeah, I don't-
There's plenty of room in there.
Well, yeah.
And they have a big administration part in there too, the meeting room
I'll
too, I
find
think.
out on that
Yeah, check out some other sponsors,
Mhm.
there's some spots up there, so.
Oh, what else I can tell you guys there? That's it.
All right, motion to adjourn. Motion by Alan,
Did you get a hold of Monica? Are you gonna get a hold of Monica in regards to that pesticide ordinance?
Yep, she sent it to you.
Okay.
You should have it in your email.
motion by Alan,
Second.
second by Umsey, all in favor to adjourn, Ray. Motion carried, thanks guys, be good. Yeah. Here you go.